back. So we're in my bathroom again, and I just wanted to tell you a funny story. So last week, when my mom was in town, I had her help me lighten my hair, and I decided, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit in my eyebrows just to lighten them up and make it easier to use my pencil. And then when I was processing time, and I usually don't leave. Hold on, baby. Hold on. I usually don't leave my eyebrow colors on long at all. And when my baby got home, and the timer for my hair hadn't gone off, when my baby got home, she's like, Mom, you have dye on your eyebrows. Guys, it had already been like 30 minutes. And this is what happened. I have like no eyebrows. Like they're there, but they're blonde. I just thought that would be funny to share because now I really got to pencil them in order for you guys to see my face. So let's get started with this week's video. Okay, so today's plan for my video is I'm going to go fabric hunting. Not necessarily shopping, but my daughter asked, where do we find fabric now that Joann's isn't around? And I told her that Michael's was going to be taking over some of the fabric, and Hobby Lobby has fabric. I'm not really like a fan of Hobby Lobby, but we're gonna go and check out what they have. Remember, I'm looking for seersucker plaid, or not plaid, but like, yeah, I guess, I don't know what it's called, but I want to do that summer suit still, something cooler weather friendly, or warmer weather friendly. And I'm like obsessed with suits right now, guys. Like I want to make one so bad. And then yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to kind of hunting for those things like fabric, and then I want to find a book. I've been looking for this book, and everywhere I look it's not there, so we're gonna go kind of on an adventure to go find it. So let's go. Okay, first stop, Michael's. We're gonna look at the fabric section.
All right, here we are at the fabric aisle at Michael's. So far at mine, it's just this one aisle, double-sided. Here's all the licensed fabric. A lot of it does seem to be fabric I would see at Joann's. I, in fact, even found this Halloween print Winnie the Pooh fabric that I was looking for all year last year at Joann's, and I'm so glad I found it. I want to come back for that. Look at this Disney dog fabric. It is so cute. Then they have all the regular stuff, you know, Harry Potter. Then some prints, some solids, mostly quilting cotton, nothing too out there. I really liked these two shades of blue together. There's some pretty radical fabric. I mean, I always sew with cotton and stuff all the time, so it's nothing bad. Here's some fall fabrics. And there's just not a lot of like Halloween, or there was Christmassy stuff right here. But you know, Joann just has so much options, and I really enjoyed it and I really miss it. Here's some muslin and some interfacing. So I did see, and then there was batting as well. Over here is like canvas, and then down here is like leather, pleather, organza, chiffon type stuff. There's some glittery chiffon stuff up here. So I'm guessing they're going to start bringing in more, hopefully, apparel fabrics. I was looking for gingham fabrics, but these ones just weren't up to what I wanted them to be. And these are felts, some felt. I didn't see any like blinky stuff like Joann always had. Here's what patterns I could find at Michael's. Here was something exciting. There was extra bolts of fabric, and all these boxes seem to be marked for sewing. So I'm assuming they're going to go here where they've expanded their sewing notion section. Very exciting in my opinion. Here is Hobby Lobby. This was apparel fabric here. There was stretch velvet, and this is like that duck fabric. I don't know what it's called, very thick, kind of canvas-like. Anyways, they do have apparel fabric. Here is their pattern section. So I heard they were getting rid of patterns, but I still saw these. I just didn't go through the drawers like a dum-dum. Here's their notions. I do like their zippers sometimes. They don't have the best options. This is their pattern table. These are all the fleeces. So this is quite like Joann. And back to like some apparel fabric, some kind of costumey fabric. Here's some cottons. And oh, I hit it with my cart. Now I go back into the gingham. I'm looking, I'm touching, because I want to see if I could find that seersucker gingham, but I didn't end up finding it. I loved that one. That one was so cute with the cherries and the blue. I definitely see something being made with that. Someone go and get it and make something. Also, I did notice that the 30% off instead of 40% off is what's going on now that Joann isn't around. Here's some. I went to the regular cotton section and wanted to find like if there was any gingham there, which I did find. I do like these selections of florals and such, and all of these fun patterned cottons. Those are kind of cool.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this without my dog barking at me. But I just got back from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I didn't end up buying anything at Michael's, although I did find it interesting. It did seem like they were going to expand their fabric section. Who knows? I did see some apparel fabric, but who knows what we're actually going to get. So, and then they did have a cutting table, which the last time I went to Michael's, I needed emergency fabric. Like a yard, I think, of some cotton so that I can back this other project. They were cutting it in the framing room. So now there's like a cutting table. I feel like that's a good sign that we're going to get a little bit more sewing, like centered attention at Michael's. That'll be a good thing. I was reading some articles. I feel like sewing is not dead, but it's also going to be supported. I did end up at Hobby Lobby. I tried to film their selection, mostly quilting cottons, a lot of Christmas stuff. They never have Halloween. It's a Christian-based company and they don't do Halloween. They did have a really pretty fall fabric that was like sunflowers. And I was thinking about a project that I did want to use sunflowers for, but for right now, I did not go into that. They didn't have the gingham seersucker I wanted. They had a pastel one, not the vibe I was going for. In fact, I think I have some pastel seersucker in my donated stash that people gave to me. If I wanted to use it, I would use that. But it's not what I'm looking for. Excuse me. I did get some things. I will say they have buttons, they have zippers, they have patterns. I didn't look at the patterns, but if you see in my video, they had the 99-cent McCall's patterns that I've seen people posting about. I didn't look at them. I was chasing my toddler also. So I did end up getting some notions that I need for a project coming up and for a project I'm working on right now. So I might as well just show you guys what I got. So I got this firm interfacing because I'm going to be doing that Mary platter hat from Gertie. And I have this fabric is like the underneath part. It's hard to see what it is, but it's like just a ditzy floral, I guess, or something. And then this fabric, which was in the donated, someone donated this to me as a remnant. I'm going to use that. So that's for that. Then I got this. That's a Kinder Egg that my toddler had thrown in there. I got this floral because I don't have a floral that I really wanted to use, but for a project coming up, I need a underlining, and I want the underlining to be pretty. You will see why. I just can't talk about the project right now because I haven't gathered all of my supplies. Third, all of my bias tape binding that I would need for said project. I bought everything they had because I cannot find this color, I swear. And the fact that they had it I bought it. So I bought emerald extra wide 1/2 inch double fold bias tape. I got 3 of the 1/2 inch and 1 of the 7/8 of an inch, all in emerald. I need it for the project I'm doing. They had it, I bought it. I did go on Amazon. This is the thing. These are our options. I went on WayWack and I couldn't tell. Like from what I read, it was like a 1/4 inch or like 3/4 of an inch. It wasn't like what I wanted, and I couldn't tell what color it was. I went on Amazon and they had a big spool, which in my mind maybe I wouldn't have needed, but I did also buy all of that, and I don't know if I'm going to need it all. But in the comments or the reviews, they said it wasn't emerald green, that it wasn't green. It was like olive green, army green. I don't need that. I can't have that. It has to be like Kelly or emerald green. And then I saw this little vase and I just think she's cute. Don't judge me. I was like, she needs to either be holding my makeup brushes or some sewing accessories. Anyways, that's what I ended up getting at Hobby Lobby. Fabric is 30% off. It used to be a 40% off deal. I will say that. That doesn't exist anymore. I think since Joann's went out of business, they're like, oh, we don't have to compete with anybody, so let's just do that. Which sucks. But yeah, so that's the stuff that I got. And right now I'm going to work on the Mary hat and hopefully be able to show you in just a few moments all of the hats that I've made this month, like I told you I would. So I will be back in a moment.
And I'm just finishing up some of my sewing. I'm telling you, you guys, these last 2 projects that I made were so quick and easy. I may have to do some sort of tutorial for the little bonnet hat thing that I ended up making. I think you guys will like it. I ended up liking it.
Okay, I am done sewing, and well, for the day. I wanted to say the projects that I did today, super fast and easy. Anyone could do these in no time, and you barely need any skill. I would say the longest thing that took me to make was the bias tape binding for one of the hats. So let me go through all the hats that I've made, all my little sun hat ideas that I had. First, I made my toddler the Secret Witches hat. So it matches a dress that my cousin sent her, and she sent extra fabric. And it's a little bucket hat and then a little Secret Witches hat. And she's figured out totally how to do this. She loves this hat. I'll insert a little video somewhere so you can see how much she loves it. But these are so fun. And Fabric Busters, that's what we'll name this. Fabric Busters. Because I've literally taken so many of my fabric scraps and made fun things. I'm going to take off my scarf, so excuse my absolutely flat hair. It's not wash day, obviously. So here's my Secret Witches hat, and I don't know if you guys will recognize this fabric, but I made my Gertie Halloween dress last year with this fabric. And so here is my witch's hat. And I wanted it to be like a floppy hat, so that's why I didn't do too much interfacing. I wanted it to be kind of cutesy. And then I'm so like leaning down, it's so funny. Here's the bucket hat side, which is the lining side of my dress, or of the skirt. So again, it's kind of just a floppy bucket hat, and I really like it. And I like that it's lined because I can do like the 90s like little sun hat flip, or I could just keep it floppy. Really cute, easy pattern, super easy patterns. I don't want to put these ones away because I feel like I will make quite a few more of these because they're easy to get rid of multiple scraps of fabric. So those are my 2 hidden witches hats that I made. And then this is the sun hat I was telling you guys about in my last video. And I really love this hat. Like I said, I feel like these make up so good with fabric scraps. You guys will also recognize this fabric from my Mother's Day outfit. The lining is the same exact thing too as my purse that matched that Mother's Day outfit. So Let me go ahead and find the back. Okay. When I made this, everyone in my family wanted one. I love this hat. I love that I could turn it up. I love how floppy it is. I love the bucketness of it. This is like the perfect gardening hat, river hat, hiking hat. I feel like I really love this hat. I want to make more. I want to make more of this one for sure because I love the style of it, like the width of it, and the bucket part, or the brim part is kind of slanted instead of straight out. I like that too. Then today's projects were my handkerchief hat that I kind of showed you guys the drawing of. I haven't tried this on. I haven't, the scarf hat thing. This was like a prototype. I used a brim that I ordered off of Amazon, and I sewed the fabric onto the brim, obviously. This is my beautiful scarf, or not a scarf fabric. What is it? It was like a tablecloth or something, linen. It was linens. Anyways, I made a nice little scarf out of it. Let's see how it looks because I don't know how it's gonna look. Hold on. Okay, so it's kind of like tuck that back and then tuck this over. I think next time I make it, I'm gonna make this scarf part maybe a little bit wider, if that makes sense. But this is actually kind of cute, like kind of adventure-y. I like it. I think it came out good. Good for my first time. I had no pattern, no nothing. I was literally going off of the picture I drew, which was off of a picture I seen online. So I like the way it came out. All in all, I think next time just make the scarf a little scarfier. Maybe a different material. Let's find out. This is linen, so I feel it will breathe. I like it a lot. I think it came out really cute. And I like the fabric because it goes with my dress that is also linen. And so it's good. Good breathable material. This is the Gertie Mary sun hat. Again, fabric scraps, guys. It's a scrap buster project. So you'll see, like, I had to sew my ribbon together because even my ribbon was fabric scraps. I made the bias tape binding out of matching fabric, and some of it met up and some of it didn't, but I don't care. I already had the little snappies. So let's show you how she goes. So you snap her together. This is easy for traveling. You can roll it together. Roll it up, put it in a bag. You snap her together, and she makes this like little cone, right? Like a bonnet. And then you pop her on over like so. And I used strong, like firm interfacing, and I still feel like she's a little floppy. Again, fabric scraps, but what do we think? My toddler walked in. Fabric scraps, but what do we think? I think she's cute. She's kind of like, I don't know. I like it. I like this one. It's very bonnet-like, but also very, if you shape it, put some flowers under it, some red roses under with this navy plaid would be so beautiful, or gingham. Is this gingham? Or would you call this plaid because it's bigger? I don't know. It's plaid. Toddler says it's plaid. So there are my little fabric stash busters. Next time, my next video is supposed to be next week. This one came out a little late. We've had a family thing that we're going through. Next week is October, and me and my daughter are again going to start Socktober. Last year I started. I did not make not one sock, not one round to make a sock. So, but this year I really want to get into my knitting. I want to like practice, and socks are where it's at, and Socktober is where it's at. So let's start that. Let's see where I'm going with it this year. And I do have a sewing project I want to film. So I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe and comment below which your favorite hat was. I'll see you later.